Hey fam, so this is Sarah. Okay, and I just want Sarah, please go ahead and introduce yourself for everyone who obviously don't know you yet. But Sarah, introduce yourself. How young are you? And as well as what are the things you do. What do you work as? I guess. Yeah.
Sure. My name is Sarah Ellsworth. I'm from Indiana in the United States. I'm a medical librarian. I'm 37. And yeah, that's
By the way,
the
what is
basic stuff.
what
I
is
love to
a
drink beer. I love to drink beer.
right sparkling
Medical
water?
librarian.
Yeah, what is a
Uh,
medical librarian? What exactly do you do?
yeah. I work in a hospital
Mm-hmm.
and I pull information for doctors and nurses,
Right, right,
um,
right.
like research for patient care. I'm a personal librarian for the hospital.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so Sarah, you've been on the coaching program for about 3 months or so. I've been coaching you for about 3 months. You've been on the program for about 3 months. Do you kind of remember how you felt before you reached out, before you joined the program? What were you kind of like struggling with? Like, what were you kind of having troubles with?
Uh, I was really sad and a little desperate feeling, I think, when I started, because I was feeling like, I don't want to say I was working out really hard, but I just felt like it shouldn't be this hard for me to lose weight. But I didn't really have any structure, and I'm not really sure what made me do, but I'm like, okay, it's just 3 months. Let's try it. I think it was just feeling kind of down on myself and just feeling like if I didn't do something now, it was just going to get worse. I used to be a fitness instructor and teach dance aerobics classes, and I was active all the time, and it just slowly more and more and more became like just uh, putting on weight, definitely in the middle, and I just wasn't feeling good. And I was starting to feel old, and I know 37 is not that old, but I was starting to feel old, and I don't like that.
Yeah, and it's amazing for you to decide that, right? Because I don't know if we talked about this before, but the environment really influences a person. Like it's very easy to, like you said, like if the people around you are a certain way, is the whole idea of you're the average of the five people around you, right? Like it's very easy for you to kind of just follow along what others kind of deciding to do with your life. Not saying that it's good or bad, but it's just really easy to get influenced, right? And you having that awareness and making that decision is definitely something that you've got to give yourself a bit of credit for that also. The fact that you want to really better yourself in this case, even with your environment being in in a specific way. Yeah. So you mentioned you've been a dance instructor before, and the fact is, as you were teaching people, sounds like you were also kind of going through your own process of like putting on a bit of fat, and dancing wasn't really the thing that was helping you to lose the fat, right? Like I know you tried your best to lose weight
Well, I
before.
wasn't even teaching it anymore. I wasn't even
Right,
dancing anymore.
right. So yeah, okay. So you mentioned that you were trying to lose weight before. Like how long were you trying to lose weight before you hopped on? And like, what were you doing? What was it that you thought was
Uh,
it shouldn't be this difficult?
Probably about a year, and just doing like very infrequent walks, maybe
Mm.
YouTube video programs, but nothing very consistent.
Hop on and off, on and
Yeah,
off.
when I say it now, after going through the program, it feels so silly because of course I wasn't watching what I was eating. I wasn't working out consistently. It was just kind of like, well, why am I why am I putting on weight? Why am I not losing weight? Why do I feel sluggy? And I realize now, like, so beforehand, I think it was just kind of like a little lost feeling and a little frustrated and a little panicked too. Just like, I don't want to be like this, but
Mm.
I didn't really know how to get out of it either.
Yeah. So I think after going through the program, you kind of realize that structure is pretty important, right? Okay, yeah. So you're going through that, and you just now mentioned that basically you don't really know why you decided to hop on, right? But it's more like a, you know what, it's just 30 days, let's just give it a try. Was that your mentality when you hopped on, before you hopped on, or when you
Yeah,
decided to? Okay, but what made you decide to, like, like, let me try Hawk? It's like thousands of people out there, right? There are 30 days, there are so many 30-day programs out there.
I think I like the idea that I could do it from home. That was the first thing, because I had wanted a personal trainer at one point, but I didn't want to go to the gym. And I think doing something from home made sense. And I think that the idea of like flattening my belly, like, definitely was appealing. Again, a lot of these things like seem silly now. What I've gained now is better and different than I thought when I went in. I do remember there was something about how you said, like, I need serious, like 15 serious men and women.
Right.
Like, and some reason that struck a chord with me, because I was like, yeah, I'm going to be serious about this.
Okay, that actually makes
Like,
sense.
I was
That
like,
actually
okay,
makes sense.
it made it seem more important versus just like more accountability. There was more accountability with it.
And I think going through the program, you kind of know that why I ask for serious people. It's not just like anyone can just hop on. I try my best. I'm sure you know this, but I try my best, try to get people to get committed. But at the same time, like, the commitment has to come from yourself. You have to be in that state for yourself, and then I'll be able to help you. Sounds like you saw a couple of things here and there. You don't really know, like, the exact reason why, but it sounds like maybe it's just the whole vibe of things that just got you to be like, okay, let's just give it a try. Going through the program, what do you feel like is your specific results, and how do you kind of feel now? Going off of what you just shared, there were actually two things I picked up. Firstly, right now, on hindsight, you're saying things that you just feel like, this sounds like common sense and stuff like that, or like, stuff like that. So going through the program, that probably helped you in a certain way. Like, how did you realize that, like, right now on this hindsight, how do you realize all these things? And the second thing is what you just mentioned, is like, going through the program, things were a bit, or you were kind of nervous about how things were gonna be, but after going through it, you realize certain things, right? So let's just start with the first thing, which is like, on hindsight, there are a couple of things that you realize. What do you realize, and what made you realize these things?
And yeah, in hindsight, when I thought I was coming into the program, I was gonna come out like really skinny and like just be like whatever. It's better than that, because my mindset's different. And also, the strength is being strong is better than being thin. I know that I'm going to get thin. I was just expecting to lose weight. I didn't put any more thought into it than that. And what I've gained from this is a really positive mindset, a really forgiving mindset. And I've been going through counseling. And one real big thing is learning self parent, if you're familiar with that term, to like take care of yourself and soothe yourself. And one big way you can do that is showing yourself that you can take care of yourself. And this is I've talked about this with my counselor. This is what this program was very helpful for me, was I was able to show myself that I could do it, two, that I'm strong. And like watching myself get stronger was very powerful. And then with that, also, you're very good at teaching, like, just being kind to yourself and forgiveness. Like, I think one thing that really struck me was, don't don't praise yourself too much if you lose weight, because then you'll beat yourself up if you gain it, which you will. And that was like really huge for me. So that's kind of, it's really made this process a lot easier, which I would have never believed you at the beginning. But it's like, okay, I know when I do this, when I eat, when I stick with my calories, and when I do the exercises, I get stronger and I feel good. But if I don't, like, it's not a real big failure. I just have to keep working at it.
But yeah, how the whole self-parenting thing with the kind of proving to yourself that you can take care of yourself, that also ties into what I talk about in terms of confidence, right? So confidence is literally just the proof of you trying something and being able to achieve something. Of course, I think self-parenting starts from the beginning, where you have to be aware of your own thoughts and actions, right? And I think through the coaching, the one thing I've been trying to do is actually get people to think a lot more, a bit to a lot more, right? Really depends on the person, but giving the perspective and helping y'all be aware of some of your thoughts and actions were kind of my intention. Whether or not y'all were going to achieve it, or be able to draw on that, at least there's that opportunity because I shared it, right? If not, then you weren't thinking of it at all. So because of that, I think also the credit goes to you because you were kind of really open to it. And I think having that counseling session during this whole process probably helped you to also open up even more, which I think is really important, and I believe has been really fundamental in this process also. All right, so Sarah, like, it's been 3 months. Mindset is really important, but right now, where are you sitting at in terms of how your body has changed? Have you seen the progress pictures?
I did look at them. I have changed. I have noticed that, and for the better. So, I didn't really understand how the program was going to be. I was like, I don't really want to lose too much of my shape.
Mm,
And you were able to work with that. And that worked out really well. I mean,
mm,
I do like having a peachy bum. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. I can see the progress. Yeah, I mean, I want to keep doing it. I feel like when people go through big body changes, it does take a long time for it to be like just again that like learning this like the mindset. Like I know that if I did something quick, like some kind of I don't know fatty diet, fad like diet, it would be temporary. Like this is more lifestyle changing, and
mm,
again goes back to your mindset. Now I don't feel like I need to work out. I want to work out, and I have to remind myself that even if I work out, even if I don't feel well and I do at least half of it, I know I will feel better afterwards. And that goes back to the self-parenting. I'm like, I know that I'm going to feel better when I do
mm.
this. I've never regretted a workout. So just reminding myself that, or watching my calories for the day. If I'm going to go party later at night, like, just kind of plan out my calories so I don't go overboard. And you know
Mm.
what? If I go overboard, it's not the end of the world. I just have to make it up later. So,
Awesome. Okay, that's a really, yeah. I think that has been really fundamental for a lot of our members also, being okay with you know like, it's not really a mistake anyway, right? So, but I think a lot of people think that it's a mistake, it's something bad, and that's why they really focus a lot on it and start feeling guilty. But you start to realize that, honestly speaking, it's just part of life. Going through, one party or two party is nothing bad. The only reason it's bad is because you put a meaning onto it, right? Okay, so yeah, I really, really appreciate it. I don't want this to be too long, but I think you shared a lot of things. For not just whoever's watching this, but I think also for yourself. Obviously, after this, we are going to be talking a bit more, but I think it's been really, really great to hear what you have achieved. And from the sound of it, honestly speaking, honestly, from what I'm hearing is that the body changes is something, but it sounds to me that what you're saying, or the way you are saying things, is that the body change is kind of like a side effect thing. You're not even focused on that so much now. It's more of how you're more in control of your own body, your own mind, and how much more comfortable and confident you are in what you have been able to do. All right. Okay. So, Sarah, the final question I have, right, and this is, yes, it's going to be more for the audience, but who would you recommend the program for? But who do you feel like, this program is going to be for? Who do you recommend the program for?
I feel like it works really well for people that want a program, but they don't want to, I don't want to say they don't want to commit, but it's like sometimes people pay all this money to go to some gym membership, or they want to like do this big diet plan, and they pay all this money to like into this one program, and it's a very small subsection, and they think like, oh, I like the structure of controlling all my meals, or knowing exactly what to where to go work out and at these times. And it's more than that, and I think people have to go through that almost first to see that it doesn't work. And I think that this program would work really well for somebody who has that firsthand experience of like,
Yeah.
I did these things and it just keeps failing. Because one thing those programs don't seem to do, or those expensive memberships with gyms or, whatever kind of diet program, they don't get to the heart of the matter, which is, I think, again, with the confidence and the proving to yourself that you can do things, and just changing the way you think about how you eat and how you work out and how you think about yourself, and focusing more on progress, like looking at it as a lifetime. It's not like I'm losing weight for my wedding or I'm losing weight for my high school graduation. It's like, no, this is how I want to just be better in life, period. So those people.
Yeah. Okay, Sarah, I'm not going to cut you off here, right? Okay. Sarah, I really appreciate you taking the time to share this with everyone out there. Okay. And I really hope that Sarah's story has inspired those of you who are watching. I think hearing from other people's story, and I know other members have shared this as well, but hearing from other people's story has really helped them to think certain things through. So yeah, I hope at least this thing has triggered some thoughts for everyone who are watching this.